What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Triple OG RDE, and we are in the building. Well, not we, it's me. Today we're gonna do it a little different today. No guests in the studio. It's just me. Today I'm gonna give y'all the true story about me and how RDE became what RDE is, and you know, let y'all in a little bit about how I do things and how I got to where I am today, despite what everybody may say, do, or think about me. You're hearing it from me, Triple OG. So this is certified. This is that USDA certified stamp of approval. But before we move forward in any way, you got to go ahead and like, comment, and please subscribe. I'm curious to see how everybody takes this episode. This is a little different. So, at the end of the day, I just want y'all feedback because it really helps me do me on a whole nother level, because I'm here for y'all. That's right, I am here for y'all. So I get this all the time. What does RDE stands for? So we gonna start there. Originally it was something on a whim that I came up with some buddies of mine at the time. It literally was my initials, because we couldn't come up with anything. We couldn't come up with anything at all to actually stick and make it unique. And so I was like, you know what, man, forget it. I'm going to go ahead and just do my initials. Well, I thought about it and I was like, that's lame, right? You don't want to just do your initials. Everybody do their initials, IBM, everybody, you got to be something different, something unique. So I kind of took what we were doing versus what I wanted to do and what I wanted to have in the future. And I ended up coming up with Rides, Design, Engineering. Shout out to my boy Aaron. He helped me, kind of pinpoint that whole ordeal. But we love rides. Like we like dope ass rides. We love, customizing anything along that lines. If it got 4 wheels on it, man, I'm all about it, right? Designing, that's what I love to do. My pastime, I'll get Need for Speed on PlayStation 2, 3, 4, and 5. One of the biggest things I love about that is that you get to customize to your own vehicle, to your own liking, or whatever the case. So I love designing stuff. I'm not very artistic when it comes down to that pen and pencil, but that's something I'm working on in the near future. But I would love to, design cars and give it, my personal take on it. And engineering, man, some of the stuff we do around here can't be done. Some of the stuff that we fabricate, some of the things that we pay attention to, details and going the extra mile, you can't duplicate that with other shops. You cannot duplicate any of our process with other shops. You can try all day long, but you won't succeed because you don't have that RDE sauce. Got it. So let's go back. I know that was one of the biggest things everybody asks. Originally, I went to school. I graduated in '05, so that's telling my age a little bit. I graduated in '05, and at that time, that was real big tech market. Like everybody, anything dealing with a computer, you was guaranteed for greatness. You were gonna make it. So I decided to follow the IT path. I ended up going to college, and I obtained a computer engineering degree. Unfortunately for me, is when it was time for me to graduate, it was a lot of people in my field that were looking for work, meaning the IT market had crashed. So it was a lot of more experienced people out there that had more, their qualification just was better. So needless to say, I was not able to find that dream job right out of college. So I ended up working retail, which, again, kind of helped mold me to what I am today, because I'm gonna tell you something. If you haven't worked retail, you ain't worked no job. Retail is probably one of the hardest industries out there because they expect so much from you and pay so little, so little. So all of my retail folks out there, please, I appreciate you. Stay strong, stay in the game, but ultimately look for a better job, because you ain't gonna make it. You not gonna make no money in retail. I'm just gonna tell you now firsthand. But no, so yeah, I worked the retail jobs. I worked at Best Buy. For those who know me that long, I was at Best Buy for multiple years. While I was at Best Buy, I gravitated towards the car audio industry. which kind of sparked, my interest. I've always loved cars, love cars since I was the age of 4. I was that guy that was constantly modifying my own cars, take the Hot Wheels. I wanted tinted windows, so I asked my mama to go buy me a Sharpie, and my Hot Wheels had tinted windows. I customized everything. Everything I could put my hands on, I customized. People that know me from college, it's funny now that I'm starting to rekindle relationships with a lot of college buddies high school buddies. And they said, man, you said that one day you was gonna have this shop, and you really kept true to your word. And honestly, I hear what they saying, but it was like the way everything kind of tapered off and the way everything lined up, it was only destined for me to eventually own my own shop. So kind of jumping around a little bit. So like I said, I graduated high school, went to college, graduated college with a computer engineering degree. Unfortunately, like I said, I wasn't able to get into that field, but I look at it as a blessing in disguise, because eventually they started, the pay scale started dropping drastically in that field. So I wouldn't have been happy. And I realized then that you can't do something for the money, based solely off the money, because if you do that, you're going to get tired, you're going to get bored, and you're going to want to find something else. Ultimately, that's exactly what ended up happening, because I never got in the industry. I ended up falling in love with something else. So I ended up working on cars for a little bit. That turned into, again, customizing. I had a coworker, we would set up shop at the end of the day. Even though we don't put in, 9-10 hours, working at the dealership, we would be in the back still customizing, whether it's painting calipers, whether it's tinting the tail lights, window tint, whatever the case may be. It was one of those deals to where, we would just go at it. And then of course I had my amazing friends that was always supporting me, Shout out to Reggie, shout out to Tim, shout out to Brandon, shout out to, all these people. I know y'all subscribing. I know y'all watching. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to LT, shout out to Aaron, shout out to all the folks that really helped me, give me the juice that I needed, the cars. I don't know how many friends y'all got, but my friends literally would give me their cars and tell me to, do whatever you think is cool, do whatever, and trust me with it. So that right there kind of gave me the confidence that I needed to go ahead and step to the next level. Although I never stepped to the next level right after that. It was many, many years later. After the dealership life, I realized real quick that there were some of my coworkers that been there for, 20, 30 years, and they're still in the same position. I quickly realized that at the end of the day, I can't do something for the same. I can't stay in the same position for 10, 20, 30 years. Like I'm not built that way. I can't, the way I look at it is, if I'm not on a job and I'm not elevating, and I start to plateau, then it's time for me to go. The minute you plateau, you gotta go. That means I'm not learning. That means I can't grow. It's time to go. It's wasting time. So eventually, it came to that with the dealership. I realized that I wasn't gonna move up. I realized that the company wasn't gonna invest in me anymore than what they had already done. So it was up to me to make those moves. So I transitioned over to the customer service side, where I, again, came in contact with a lot of entrepreneurs. And I think that is what really sparked my passion to say, I can do this. If they can do this, I can do this. I came in contact with entrepreneurs of small businesses, big businesses, all shapes, size. Some only have one employee, some have 30, 50, 100, whatever the case may be. I was in contact with these people on a day-to-day basis, and I got to see how they operate, and it kind of gave me hope. Again, same situation with this job where I felt like I had plateaued and they wanted to restrict me from moving forward. And me being me, I can't do that. I'm destined for greatness, and I'm going to do whatever I can until I get to that point. So that kind of, again, everything kept molding me to start my own business. Unfortunately, it was this one thing that we all have. You got it right now. You thinking about it, is fear. Fear to jump out there and do your own thing. Fear to jump out there and just say, you know what, we gonna make it. We gonna make it. Unfortunately, I didn't have the team that I have now to push me. I was too scared. So I constantly was looking for jobs that could support not only my lifestyle, but also support my hobby. At the end of the day, you're lucky if you're able to find a dream that can do two. Now I can tell you as an entrepreneur, it doesn't exist. You got to make it exist. And the only way you're going to make it exist is if you believe in yourself. Come up with a game plan, come up with structure, come up with everything the right way, and I promise you, you can't fail. But at the end of the day, if you can look yourself in the mirror and say, I tried all of these steps and things of that nature, and it still don't work out, it's okay to walk away and start something different. That's just my little PSA. I had to throw that in there real quick or whatever, not to throw you off topic, but it was one of those things where I had to build the confidence and understand that it's okay to fail. But understand that every show or every company that has come out with something, they fail. Every company, we all rock, Apple products and Samsung products and Microsoft this and this, all those companies fail, all of them. Facebook is a multi-billion-dollar company now. It failed. He struggled to get it up and running, but he kept going at it. So with that mindset in place, I had to develop, a game plan. And that's where it all started, is when I developed that game plan. I actually got up and I walked off that job and remembered that, everything is going to work itself out regardless, with family, friends supporting you, you're destined to be great. Just stay true to yourself. And so that's what I decided to do. So in 2016, I decided to go ahead and do it. I was scared, didn't know what I was going to do. I started off in the garage of my home. I started out, and then it had got to the point to where I felt uncomfortable with people coming to where I live to get work done that I didn't know. So spoke it over with my wife. A shout out to my wife, Ashley. And, I spoke it over with some friends, things of that nature. Spoke it over with my parents, talked to God, kind of put everything into play. And, I had some family members that was heavily influential in my life. And they kind of told me, if you're going to do it, I'll stop talking about it. So I was like, all right, let's do it. So I made that leap. I'll never forget it. I signed my first lease. That's right, my first lease in 2017. I signed it. It was a very, very, very small shop. Very small shop. I think it was only like 800 square feet. Wasn't nothing crazy, wasn't nothing lavish, but I had a dream, right? I had a vision, I had a dream, and at the end of the day, it was gonna come true. I was gonna do whatever it took for it to come true. So we did that. We did it for a year. I had all intentions on staying there for at least a couple years. But when we got in, the overwhelming support and the following that we had received from people and the word of mouth of how good of a job that we could do and this, that, the third got out, I was no longer able to work in that shop because it was just entirely too small, way too small. So we had to move. After only being there a year, I had to relocate to a bigger shop. Well, we did that, and it was working great. It was working fantastic. I had no problems. Then, of course, life was living good. I again was still level-headed. I wasn't trying to be somebody I'm not. I again try to stay true to my roots, and I like to have people around me that can call me out when I don't stay true to my roots. So it's one of those deals to where I again started to see the vision, the overall vision, and then at that point I knew that I was a big boy contender in the game. I was no longer the small fish in the sea or nothing along that lines. I was now on people's radar. I was that guy that people was comparing me to. So I decided to take it and run with it. At first I was ashamed of it. At first I was scared of it. But then I decided that it wasn't that with God on my side, it wasn't nothing that was going to, slow me down. So we rocking and rolling. And then of course, COVID hits. COVID was a tough year due to the fact that, what we do here is non-essential by no stretch of the imagination. People were scared. We didn't know what tomorrow was going to bring. I've never been in a situation where I couldn't go outside. The government's telling us to stay inside, and it was scary. I'm not going to lie. I didn't know what was going to happen, of course. With me, I don't have, guaranteed paychecks. So if I'm not working, bills aren't getting paid. Bills aren't getting paid, then we fall behind. Falling behind, So it was one of those situations where I was just like, again, I don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to have to make it do what it do. By the grace of God, we did make it through. And for y'all out there, no, I did not receive a PPP. I did not take out a PPP loan. Don't try to sit up here and tell me that we made it off a PPP. No, I'm just playing. But no, we did not receive a PPP loan, which honestly turned out to be a blessing in disguise again, because a lot of people I know that got the PPP loan end up getting audited and they had to prove where that money went. And that's just, listen, let me tell y'all something. All my entrepreneurs out there, it's 3 letters you don't want come knocking at your door, and that's the IRS. They will come and they will take everything you got. I promise you that. You don't want them problems. You hear me? You don't want them problems. So, again, it was one of those things, again, a blessing in disguise. I was able to, safely make it through COVID. The height of COVID. I did not get it. My family stayed safe. Everybody's been good on that aspect of it. So, again, we were still blessed to keep it going. After that, things started to go in the upward trend. Previous episodes, I know you guys heard us talk about 2021. That was a bad year. That was a bad year. Went through some trials and some tribulations, but again, with the team around me, we was able to pull through it and, walk out still on top. Now we're in 2022. All right. Well, we're in 2022 and we're looking forward to 2023. One thing I can tell y'all about me is that one thing I have tried my best, and because no one has called me out on it, I'm assuming I'm doing a good job at it. I try to stay true to my people. I try to stay true. I don't try to be someone that I'm not. I don't try to live, outside of my means or whatever the case. I try to just do me. If anybody out there feel like I did otherwise, hey, please go ahead and comment below. I would love to hear it. It's just one of those things. And then, as 21 wrapped up, I was blessed. I was real blessed to come into contact with who I now call my cousin. Well, a couple cousins. So during 21, I'm skipping over a little bit. I had a chance to be on national television, which for me, that's a big deal because not too many small shops can say they've been on national television. I was actually on a national television platform. We was on Motor Trends and, we interviewed about what we do, and then that's when it kind of kept going from there. And then my brother from another, Carlos Miller, he blessed me and decided to come through the shop and kind of helped us out a little bit there by giving us some work to work with and invite me to his podcast. I'm still waiting on that response to come to mine. We ain't going to talk about it though, but we are going to talk about it. Carlos, where you at, brother? Wait, where you at? We going to wait. We going to wait. You know what I'm saying? You got my number. Your people can call my people. We was at the family picnic together, bro. That should mean something. Anyway, but yeah, so Carlos, he helped me introduce me to, different aspects of the business that I wasn't prepared for. And then out of nowhere, crazy story. So check this. I'm working under a car, right? And I get a FaceTime video. And, for those who got iPhones, it's like, man, you get a FaceTime video from a random number. Either somebody done switched over and got a new phone, or, you got to figure out who it is. Like, don't nobody just accidentally FaceTime nobody. You got to physically dial the number to FaceTime somebody. So don't nobody just accidentally FaceTime somebody, right? So I answer the phone and it's my cousin. Well, I call him my cousin now, but it was Shaquille O'Neal. Shaquille O'Neal, one of the best things ever, bro. He said, hey, I know you. I said, you do? He said, yeah. You was that ugly little dude that was at the car show that I met. I said, well, I guess I was the ugly little dude that was at the car show that you met then. What's going on? He was like, I got some work for you, man. I want you to do some work for me and we're going to make this thing happen. You down? I said, yeah, I'm down. I mean, how can I say no? I mean, it's Shaquille O'Neal. He called my phone. So at this point, I'm on cloud 9 because it's like, I got to be doing something right. You know what I'm saying? I got to be doing something For this man on a national, he could have took his car to any and everywhere. I mean, he could literally pay to have his car built in Germany and shipped over here. And, that's that. He got that kind of money. So at the end of the day, I'm stoked. But again, I try to keep a level head because I don't want anything to go, haywire, go, I don't want to get big headed. So I'm trying to keep a level head because one thing I can say, I've worked with a lot of celebrities now, and I work with a lot of high-end people or whatnot, and they all say the same thing. They just want to be treated normal. They don't want any special treatment. They don't want any special acknowledgement. They don't even want people to know that that's their cars that you're working on. They just want to be special. So any celebrity out there, you can always hit me up and feel safe. Come here because, we got you. We don't put you on blast or nothing like that. But yeah, so meeting up with Shaquille O'Neal, he told me, he said, I got you, took me under his wing, helped me out. Now, hold on. Let me go ahead and stop all the haters right there. Just because he took me under his wing don't mean that he gave me a whole bunch of money or anything along that line, because none of that happened. You see what I'm saying? He just gave me business advice. And sometimes advice is more than $1 anytime. You know what I'm saying? I know I said sometimes, but now I think about it, more than anything, sometimes the advice is just more valuable than $1. That's all I'm going to say. Shout out to Shaq. I love you, dog. We going to meet up soon. But yeah, so, that was one of the craziest experience. One of the, another thing was, time management. Time management was crazy, man, because like I said, when I decided to start this, it was, on a whim. And, I had just had my daughter. And one thing I realized right then and there that really pushed me forward is nothing bad on my family. My parents, they did a great job. They did a great job, always there for us or whatever the case. But it was sometimes that I wish that my parents could have been there and they weren't able to be there just based upon the fact that, they had to work. So with me having my own shop, I had my own schedule, and I vowed right then that anytime my child needs me, I will be there. Anytime my wife needs me, I will be there. So it was a lot of sacrifice and things that I had to do for home life to make it to this life. Everybody thinks it's all peachy and cream when you come in and yeah, you own your business. Everybody automatically assume that you're rich, and it's not the case. It's freedom of time. And if you want to put time in a monetary value, then yes, I do have freedom of my time. So yes, I could be rich. That's right. Time equals freedom. And I have a lot of freedom because I'm in control of my time. But would I do it all again? And the answer is hell yeah. I would do it all over again, just based upon the fact that, some of my viewers out there who aren't entrepreneurs, if you have kids and your kids get sick, you got to go and you got to ask your boss if you can leave to go to pick up your child or take care of your child. And then you got to feel bad if they say, yeah, or if you that parent, like I was going to be that parent, I don't care what you're telling me, I'm going to leave. And then you got to deal with the consequences later. That's not how life should be. I'm all about family. Family is first. Anybody that knows me know I put my family first. But my family also understands, because guess what we do? We communicate. Episode 1, go back, check that out. Again, we communicate with each other, and we understand that sometimes, daddy's going to have to stay late. Sometimes I'm going to have to miss dinner or whatever the case may be. So, if I had to, wrapping everything up, if I had to just give all of my starter, I don't know if I want to be an entrepreneur or I want to be an entrepreneur, I just don't know where to start. If there's any advice that I can give, it's come up with a game plan. For one, make sure it's structured. Make sure you stick to your goals. Set realistic goals. No, you're not going to be a millionaire the first year. Honestly, go ahead and be prepared to take a loss that first year. But whatever you do, stay true to yourself. Don't let anyone try to come through and change you. Don't let the money change you. Stay true to you, because I promise you this, if you have true core values and you have great structure, then everything else will fall in play. Your work quality will be good. If your work quality is good, then your customer service is going to be good. If your customer service is good, customers going to keep coming back to you. Customers talk. I want y'all to understand that. Customers talk. And when they talk, the other people listen. You see what I'm saying? Google reviews is so big that people really don't understand how many. I mean, we all do it. You know, you go to a restaurant for the first time. What's the first thing you're looking for? To see what that score is. If that score is not satisfactory, you're going to be a little leery about eating there. You know, if a product on Amazon is $3.99 and another product is $5.99, first thing you're going to do is, let me see what everybody else says about it. So you do it self-consciously and don't even realize you do it. So that's why I ask all of our clients, you know, leave us a Google review because it really helps out a lot. But then in the flip side of that, you have to really listen. You can't ask people to leave reviews and expect them to leave all 5 because not everybody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? Not every shop is perfect. So when it comes down to it, if you're going to get into this game, first of all, do your research and understand every aspect of the area that you're getting involved in. That's first things first. Second thing is build your structure and make sure everything is A-okay and you have a game plan. Game plan is key. Third thing is, you know, execute. Stay on track. Set timelines, set guides, set things of that nature. Set points to where, you know, throughout the year, like me, I do everything on a quarter system. Every 3 months, I got goals set to where I got to get this done or whatever the case. If I don't get it done, then I need to do whatever I need to make it to make that happen. That's just me. But a lot of people, you know, they don't operate like me. So at the end of the day, you know, you got to find out what's worked best for you and, you know, things of that nature. And after that, I mean, you're going to be good. If you got those 3 things set up, you're going to be really good at it. Last thing I have to say before I get out of here, before my partner comes back in and try to jump into my session is, you know, subscribers. Where y'all at? We need y'all. You know, I greatly appreciate everybody that's taking the time out of their day to come in and talk to me so I can talk to you, because it's like we talking to each other. But if you don't like, comment, and subscribe, you know, then how are we going to do that? That's lack of communication. You need to go back and watch episode 1. Again, lack of communication. But it's really one of those things where, you know, I greatly appreciate each and every one of you guys. Each and every one of you guys. I want y'all to see this channel grow. It's gonna grow. I can't grow without y'all. So I need for you to take your subscription and go ahead and send that application to your mama and your daddy and your sister and your cousin, the dog, the fish, the cat, everybody. And I just need everybody to go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, because like I said, I look forward to this. I really do. You know, we drop episode weekly. So, you know, we're always going to come with the heat. But we can't continue to come with the heat if you don't tell us what you want to hear or what you want to see or what you want, you know, what shoes you want me to wear. Since everybody want to talk about my shoes. And guess what? My elbows ain't ashy. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Elbows ain't ashy. But, you know, I bring the heat. You know, what shoes you want me to wear next? You know, y'all let me know. And we make it happen. But in the meantime, in between time, y'all stay safe out there. It's your boy, Triple OG RDE, LightRoom Podcast. Another episode in the books. It's your boy. We out. Peace.